everyone, this is Ashley Jamerson coming to you from Ashley Lambert Realty, and if you cannot tell, I am beyond exhausted. Last night I think I possibly received or had only 2 hours of really good sleep. My daughter is sick. She's actually at home right now, and I'm exhausted. So I do all of my pre-planning for the week on Saturday and Sunday, and I had an epically busy day planned today, and of course 90% of that has gotten scratched. I am currently sitting in front of a home in Huntersville that I'm going to show to my clients, and then I'm going to head to the other side of Huntersville to pick up a commission check from a closing from last week and peek at my house and my client's house, who is building in Ramsey's Glen. And then I have a few phone calls. I have 3 buyer consults today that are like sort of kind of spaced out. My daughter's doctor's appointment is at 1:30. So yeah, today's very busy, but I think it feels even busier than the epically busy day that I had planned because I'm so tired. I'm so exhausted. Like, how did I do the things I did when I was younger? Because I have no energy now. But I did want to like pop in real quick and talk about buyers getting discouraged in this market. And being discouraged is very, very common. If you watch some of my previous videos, I was talking about how anything that was move-in ready, priced $250 or below, is basically like gone in a New York minute. And because I don't live in New York, I don't really know how long that is, but less than a day. Move-in ready homes under $250, and that's even new construction, is gone within a day. And what happens is a lot of sellers are putting the house on the market as coming soon, and pre-approved buyers are making offers sight unseen, which I don't really recommend, like, ever. I've had a few clients do that. It's worked out for maybe half of those, but the other half, when they actually walked into the home, they're like, wow, this is a lot smaller, or this is not in the condition that I thought it was, or it's not in the area that I thought it was, and they basically changed their minds and wanted me to withdraw their offer. So back to discouragement, I have buyers in the 400, 500 range who are having issues finding homes in that price range. There are multiple offers in that price range, which is crazy. I never would have thought that we would be in this position, but we're in a very crazy seller's market, and interest rates are super low, so that means that the cost of borrowing the money to get a home is really low. And then they changed the maximum loan amounts for conventional loans. They increased it, so that opened up a new level of buyability for a lot of my buyers as well. So we're still in a seller's market. It would be very easy for me to say, go out there and buy a house and, you know, be super aggressive and things like that. But not everyone needs to be super aggressive, and not everyone needs to buy a house right now. A lot of my clients across all price ranges, I mean, 150 is pretty much non-existent in Charlotte, that is move-in ready, but like 150 all the way up to 549, 560, they're getting discouraged because not only is the inventory low, which is, you know, almost to be expected in December, but it is super low and super tight, and it's just very discouraging right now. I used to believe a few months ago, very short few months ago, that if the house was priced $250 and below, was move-in ready, definitely expect to be up against multiple offers, like off gate, expect it. And now that's basically went up to like 400, 450, expect multiple offers for move-in ready homes. So what do I tell my clients who are starting to get discouraged, who have viewed homes over and over and over and over again and made offers and they're not winning? I tell them to hang in there, and definitely it's worth the wait, but not to rush it. So I don't like it when people settle for less than they want and pay for more than it's worth, which is really hard to do here in a seller's market. If you find yourself in a position where you absolutely currently you absolutely need down payment assistance, I say that you should really take a hard look at your current circumstances and decide if you absolutely need down payment assistance. And if you do, I would say possibly put your home search on pause and either increase your credit scores so you don't need down payment assistance. Maybe it'll bump you into the conventional loan realm, and definitely save some money. You're going to be saving for your down payment bucket and your closing cost bucket, two separate buckets. Depending on what type of loan you're getting, if it's FHA, you're going to be saving 3.5% of the purchase price. If it's conventional, anywhere from 3% up, depending on if you're trying to avoid PMI, which is private mortgage insurance. But definitely now is the time to pump your brakes and save. And the reason why I specifically say if you're using down payment assistance is because in the hierarchy of multiple offers, sellers look at the price, obviously. They look at how quickly you can close. They look at what type of loan you're using, and they look to see if you're using down payment assistance. And if you have that down payment assistance filter over a great offer, it sort of muddies the waters a little bit depending on what program you're using, because the home has to be in a specific condition, and that makes the seller have to make repairs prior to closing. And I have other videos on that, and I'll definitely revisit that. But that's my advice for people who are discouraged putting multiple offers in on multiple houses and they're not winning. The reason why you're not winning is because other offers are being presented that net higher and can close quicker with the least amount of stress for the seller. Point blank, period. That's pretty much all down payment assistance programs. If you are purchasing a home that is, $250 and under, your expectation should be that there's going to be multiple offers, especially if you are looking in Charlotte proper or in the immediate surrounding areas of Charlotte. Just expect it. If it's move-in ready, $250 and under, so many buyers were in the market this summer that they have filtered into or migrated into the fall winter market, which is a little bit abnormal, but because of the great unpleasantness that we're in right now, you're up against them. So there's really nothing that I can do. I had someone email me that said, I really want you to, fight hard for me and help us avoid multiple offer situations. And the only way that I think I can avoid a multiple offer situation is if I had a listing and I gave you the inside scoop on that listing and my seller, liked your offer before I put it on the market. I don't even know if that's even possible, but there's really no way that I can prevent multiple offers because legally I have to present all offers from all ready, willing, and able clients. My second home are my move-up buyers. They are also having issues finding a home. So I have clients that are approved for 400, 500, 550, and they are stuck in multiple offer situations. New construction, lots and stuff like that, there's a waiting list for lots. $500,000 homes, they're releasing 2 lots and there's 20 some people on the waiting list for a lot to build. That's a 6 to 8 month wait. To say that this market is crazy is an understatement, but I have to hop out of the car and show a property real quick. So more on that in a second. Okay, hey everybody, so I am back finished up a buyer consult, which I did in the parking lot of my closing attorney's office. Super cute buyer consult. Her daughter and her have watched all of my YouTube videos, which is always really cool to speak with clients who do watch my videos, you know. So they're moving down here from Baltimore, and they're not moving down here like tomorrow. They're planning. They're like in the planning stages. So you can definitely give me a call or set up a home buyer consult if you are in the planning stages, even if you're not purchasing like this year, just to get an idea of the process for you, because the process is going to be different for everyone. My clients decided to make an offer on the house that I showed them this morning. So I am actually headed home to prep that offer for them and to talk about all the little nooks and crannies of the offer. It's not always about the price, it's everything that goes into the offer. So we'll do that. And then, because it's Monday and I have a serious case of Mondays today, I have to get my daughter ready for her doctor's appointment, and the rest of the day after that really depends on how that doctor's appointment goes. But I'm driving around Huntersville, and I absolutely love Huntersville. I remember when my son was just born and he was like maybe in the crawling stages and my daughter was in her terrible twos. I used to bring her up here to the Discovery Kids place. Super cute, hands-on science experiment type place for them to play and release a lot of energy. We were actually members there for a year, which came in handy, especially during rainy days, and it wasn't that far from my house, from my old house. It's not going to be far from the house that we're building either, but Huntersville is growing so much. Like, I love it here. But heading to the house, finish up this crazy to-do list. I may or may not check back in with you guys today. If I don't, then I'll check in with you guys tomorrow and just tack it on to this video. So now it's time to check on my client's Crosby, which is being built in Ridgewater. This neighborhood is located in South Charlotte in the Palisades area. They are 100% at frame. This is like a really rough frame. They have obviously started pulling in the plumbing, because the plumbing is one of the first things pulled through after frame is complete. But I like to stop in and check on studs, look for straps, look for holes, just to give it a good once over, especially when it comes to the poured foundation. They do put recessed joints or flex joints into the foundation, into the slab foundation, but I like to make sure there aren't any huge cracks that need to be taken care of immediately. I also like to get a good idea where they are going to put major appliances like the water heater, the HVAC, and to make sure that, you know, all the rooms are accounted for and all of the basic selections when it comes to the floor plan are accounted for. Here, I'm just looking at floor joists, looking at spacing, paying attention to things like bowed beams. If you see my other videos, you can see that Madame actually puts their wall framing joist very close together compared to other builders. I really like that. So when we were selecting lots, my clients basically had the pick of the litter at the time. So we definitely took our time comparing the pros and cons of each lot. And even though there were some cul-de-sac lots available, having a usable flat backyard was very important to them. The HOA is going to put an aluminum fence back there, and they will maintain that hill, but my clients will be left with a very sizable yard. They are going to have a huge island and a huge walk-in pantry. I'm a little bit jelly
about how big their pantry is. I think it's absolutely awesome, especially in these times. It's good to have space for lots of food storage. This is the powder room. You can see that the hot and cold water and the plumbing have already been pulled through in this area. They're going to have so much natural light in this living room. I really like that. They opted for the full bathroom and bedroom on the main floor, which is a nice upgrade. If you have that option and it's within your budget, I definitely feel that you should consider adding a bedroom to the main floor, especially if you're going to sell it in the future. Very, very valuable upgrade. Next week should be a very active week for this home. I do expect electrical to start. I'm not really sure how the HVAC shortage or delays are affecting Mattamy homes, but they may start getting roughed in next week as well, which means that our pre-drywall appointment will be the very last week of December or the first week of January. Once the electrical is installed, I go through and I count all the pre-wires, all the switches. I look for electrical outlets spaced for code, things like that. 9 times out of 10, it's done correctly, but every now and then I find a boo-boo that I like to point out before the inspector even gets there, just to make things a little bit more smoother when it gets to that time. There is a delay on windows being installed, so if there are no windows, the house frame cannot be inspected by the county. So that has caused some delays across the board. And typically, if there is a delay, they will not make the window cutouts and just leave the wrap covering the frame, sort of protecting it. But it is okay if the frame and this wood gets wet, because prior to being delivered to site, it was out in the elements. And I spot a little bit of it. Basically, this is showing that the frame looks fine, but the spacing is a little bit off. It wasn't even. You guys see lots of wood. I see drywall. I see bedrooms. I see floor plan, things like that. So that's what I'm looking at right now. I see where the gas line is going to be when it goes up to the furnace, how large the closets are going to be. This is another closet. So this home has 4 bedrooms, a loft upstairs, so one of those bedrooms is the master, as well as a bedroom and a full bathroom downstairs, making this home a 5-bedroom home with 3 full baths and a loft. Very, very nice house. Very good size, very cute neighborhood. And it looks like they used good wood, so I'm happy about that. I've seen bad wood being used, so this is really good wood. It looks like they're doing some more grading. I just saw the tractor drive by. Their elevation has a front porch, and that is something that they definitely wanted. So I'm glad they were able to snag this lot and this elevation. I see rocking chairs in their future. I cannot believe that the cul-de-sac lot prices were so high. They weren't basement lots, they were just in a cul-de-sac. And I just think that's a little bit of a waste if you have no backyard at all. So it's on to the next house.
Okay guys, so I made it to the Chateau, which is a Lennar neighborhood. If you've seen my other videos that I did, you know that I walked these lots with my clients as well as the builder. Okay, so originally we were aiming for lot 506, 505, 504, 503 on this side of the road. But they ended up purchasing lot 508, which backs up to some private or some permanent wood line there. And on the other side is this neighborhood's amenities. So it's going to be fairly private. It's not necessarily a corner lot, but it's tucked in right here. So what we're looking at right now is obviously dirt, but you can see the flags, and those flags symbolize the actual space in which the house can sit. So that house and the garage has to be within those flags there. The pink ones show the property line. So you can see a slight divot there. That's for water drainage to come out here to the street. But yeah, we are still at dirt. They're not expected to close until late spring. So technically we're still on time. It's very dirty and stuff like that, but you can see that this is going to be a power box, which is going to be mostly on my client's yard, but it's not bad. It's not too bad at all. But that's their lot, and the neighborhood looks wonderful. This is a vinyl side neighborhood. They got a really cute elevation, which I will insert. But yeah, things are rocking and rolling. They're clearing out more lots. Each one of those white pipes is a house pretty much, because that's the main water line that they've already set out there. So on to the next neighborhood. I was not expecting my client's house to be in drywall. Hey!
Hey, sorry about that. I have an appointment tomorrow, and they were calling me to confirm.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to get it before December. And I'm not at the house FaceTime quite yet. My phone died on me.
Uh-huh. Okay. You're struggling today? What? Oh my goodness.
So I decided to start my Wednesday off by checking on our home. It is coming along beautifully, and I'm super duper excited about that. Most of the appliances are on time. However, the cooktop is not in yet, and there was a major delay in the range hood, which causes them to basically upgrade us for free. So we'll take it. Everything else is coming along like really, really well. Out of all the spaces in the home, I am looking forward to the sunroom the most. I definitely see a beautiful place for all my plants and crystals, so super excited about that. One thing that I absolutely hate about the build with Pulte is that they allowed us to select pretty much everything at the design center. They allowed us to customize things except for the paint color. So literally the day after we close on our home, we have to get painters in here to get rid of this beigey, yellowy color. It's so frustrating, like even just looking at the video, but it's going to look beautiful. We're very, very blessed. Today they are working on the carpet, and I went through and I made sure that every one of those carpet rolls is the upgraded carpet pad poundage to make sure that we don't have thin carpet. I do like cushy carpet under my feet. So all of that was the upgraded carpet, so that's a good thing. And they still have not installed our garden tub. It has moved like 4 or 5 times, but it has not moved into the hole that it is intended for, which is hilarious. When you build the Riverton plan, and if you add the sunroom on a basement, it automatically gives you the equal amount of space below. So we have the sunroom above, which is obviously my favorite spot, but we have this little area that will be the parents' retreat while our kids play in the larger rec room area. So they can be just as loud as they want to be, and Reggie and I can like chill off to the side in our own little zen spot. And we are missing some can pendant lights. They have the pre-wires there. Of course, I counted prior to this stage, so they're all accounted for. They just haven't installed lights. They just installed little placeholders. So I will follow up with the builder on that. But everything's looking good. Super duper excited. Time to start my day.